This is Tapped In. My name is Dave Figueroa-Martinez of DFM Coaching, and this is going to be slightly shorter than normal. So the title is going to be Don't Be the Reason Someone Quits. And there's a bunch of different things that I think lead into this. But some of the major topics are having a culture at the gym within yourself, regardless of whether you're in a leadership position or not, that allows you to make people feel welcome and brought in and feel like they matter, especially new people. Being new to the gym is really, really hard. I remember when I started jiu-jitsu, being barefoot was a weird thing to me. All the sports I did required me to wear shoes. Even wrestling requires you to wear shoes. Not that I wrestled, but I can't think of a sport, swimming, that we don't wear shoes in. So it was really weird to be at the gym on the mat without any shoes on. And that alone was weird, let alone how some people bring scars and traumas with them when they come to the mat. Because there's a bunch of reasons why someone might join. Some people are dealing with PTSD from violence, war, relationship problems, childhood traumas. All of those things come with us when we come to the mat for the first time. So we're always worried about what someone might think. And it's really important for the people at the gym, take it upon yourself to be welcoming, ask people how they're doing, ask them what their name is, introduce yourself. If you notice that they're kind of lost when you're starting to line up, let them know what's going on. Go out of your way to make these people feel really welcome, because that one time that they come through the door might be the time that they decide whether they're going to stay or quit. And you don't want to be the reason why someone quit. You want to put the time in, even for the little things, to just make them feel like they matter, like the things that the thought process of wanting to join this community was a good decision. Don't break your toys. And this is going to be sounded like a weird one. So, as a point, I am a huge Bret Hart fan. And Bret Hart was a professional wrestler during the 90s. And his biggest philosophy that stuck with me was, no matter how violent the scene is in professional wrestling that I'm depicting, I have to make it look as real as possible without any one of us getting hurt. And his biggest, proudest thing was that he did not hurt people. And you can't say that about most people. My biggest accomplishment for me is that I've never injured anyone on the mats. I take great pride in being able to go close to 100% with most people, yet keeping them safe. There's times when I have roles with people where I'm like, I notice that they are going for something that's going to cause us to roll into another group, and I'll prevent that from happening. There's times when I notice that they are allowing a submission to go too far, and I will stop the submission knowing that if I continue it, I might injure them. I would rather have words with them and say, hey, we're at a point where you're going to get injured. Let's stop it. Or sometimes I don't even have the conversation. I just switch to something else. I don't want to break any of my toys. My toys, whether they're great training partners, new training partners, brand new people to the gym, I want them to be able to go home to their spouses, their kids, and their job the same way they came in. I don't want to break my training partners mentally or spiritually either. I don't want to overcorrect as a coach. I don't want to make anyone feel dumb. I don't want to make anyone feel less than. I don't want to embarrass anyone. We crack jokes. We make a lot of jokes from time to time. And I'm going to, we're men and we're going to crack jokes within men culture. But just in general, with the gym itself, men or women, we're all going to crack jokes. And that's just the way we are. And I want to do that even with new people. But I never want to pass a line where it's offensive or it's made someone feel like I'm unwanted or unliked, unsupported. Different aspects of that. I don't want to smash anyone. Back in the day, a lot of gyms would try to smash you for the first couple of months in hopes of weeding you out, thinking that if we can get that guy out of here, we don't spend time on him. We don't waste time on them. My philosophy is I want to pour as much time into the new students as possible so they become regular students, and then they advance in the belts and they become better assets for the gym and the other training partners that we have there. I do not believe in weeding people out, being a gatekeeper, and trying to identify who's weak and who's strong. And it's a waste of time for me. What I want is a culture where anyone that walks through that door can advance and can succeed. I don't need competitors. I don't need elite athletes. I don't need any of that. I need the 60-year-old to come through and feel like he can advance. I need this 12-year-old to come through and thinking that they can advance. If I can create that, I'm happy. Higher belts set the standard regardless of whether they want to have a leadership position. I have known black belts that are terrible leaders. I have known white belts that are fantastic leaders. One of the things that I'm extremely lucky about is that at my gym, the gym that I'm working at, I don't own it. I will often see our white belts coaching and taking other white belts under their wing. I absolutely love it. There's some gyms that say white belts shouldn't be doing any of that shit. My opinion, you've been in 9, 12, 14 months in, you're still a white belt. You can coach and you can help the day one people through. You could help the person who's a couple of weeks, couple of months in, because you have more knowledge than they do. They're going to look at you more of a bigger brother or bigger sister, and it's a good thing. I think that we should start learning how to coach and be coaches far earlier than when we're looked at as brown belt or black belt, and we got to now navigate that without having the skill set for it. So I personally, we should all be doing it early. It builds a better gym. It allows people to understand that they're heard, that they matter, that their presence matters. Allow it. I want to see more and more white blue belts taking people under their wing. It's a blessing. Don't ignore the soft aspects. Sometimes we look at how hard we train and wanting to train really hard and push and push and push. And that's beautiful. It really is. But we also can't ignore like the mental aspect of all this. The the doubt that you have, the imposter syndrome that you're going to encounter, the moments when you don't think you're of quality, the moments when you want to quit. We should have moments and have open door policies where our students can come to us and discuss these things. They don't always get discussed very often in gyms, period, especially not during class. So I think that's also one of the reasons why I have this, so that it's a little bit more common practice. You hear me discussing my own doubts. You hear me discussing my own issues outside the gym and the mat, and that we're not all put together. We're faulty. We're semi broken. We're haphazardly put together. We're all going to struggle, and that mental aspect is a huge part of it, and it needs room to grow and to be able to be attended to as well. Lastly, long-term growth needs retention. I need to have people at the gym who love being at the gym, and I need to foster more growth at the gym. The longer, the better retention we have, the better training partners we have, the better looks at different games we have. The idea that we can have solid instructors come up because they were allowed to mature and to stay in a system long enough that they realized they wanted to be instructors. I think retention is one of the biggest things that robs gyms. If you constantly have a revolving door of instructors, those instructors leave, they take their institutional knowledge with them, they take some of their relationships with them. People forget, or I'm sorry, not forget, but like a class, for example, switches out the instructor because they leave, and then they have a new instructor who doesn't teach as much. Maybe they're fresh into that position, so then the class suffers because it doesn't have the energy or the experience, and then you have to build that back up. So every time we have these switches, you're losing so much. So you have to have the kind of retention that keeps students going regularly and keeps instructors around. I, again, do not want to be the reason why an instructor or student quit. I want to have the kind of community where I can build up instructors, blue and purple, to a position where they feel comfortable enough that if I needed to be out, that they can step in. that if I wanted them to teach a specific technique that I knew they do really well, that they can step into that and I can watch and they don't feel ostracized or picked apart or feel weird for doing it. I want to see the kind of retention where we look back and the person's been training, or a whole plethora of students have been training from white to black. I would love to get to that point. It's a couple of years down the road, but that's the kind of retention that I want. When I go into a gym, I used to be a part of one where the leadership and training partners switched out. I want to say every year, every other year, just new crop of people, old people leaving, and it just felt weird. And then I'm at a gym now where so much of the upper leadership, whether they're instructors or not, is the same people that I've seen for so many years that it's easy to build things on. It's easy to build with. We all understand each other. We all have the same goals. We all have the same passions and compassion. And it's a beautiful thing to see. So, as a whole, do not be the reason someone quits. It's a terrible thing to have. You don't want to injure people. You don't want to ostracize people. You don't want people to feel like they don't matter, like they're not good enough. Do the best you can to make sure that people who are having a hard time, those that you can notice and those that you can't, feel like they matter. Because once they get to black belt, once you get to black belt, they're going to remember those moments of kindness. I guarantee it. All right, before I let you guys go, this is our 20th episode, or my 20th episode. There's one here. I'm extremely happy. Thank you for the support. I see the numbers is growing. I'm super excited. Had no idea I'd be doing this a few years ago. I'm loving what I'm doing. I'm having a really fun time with it. If you have any questions, please hit me up on DFM on Instagram or Threads. If you want to work with me, dfmcoaching.com. Thank you so much. Till next time.